What's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Today we're going to run through how I'm going to be trading the week coming up of January 12th to the 16th. Yeah, 12th to the 16th, 2026. We're going to go through basically what I have marked on my chart, just some potential scenarios that I'm looking at. And then at the end, we're going to go through the news. Before we get into this, guys, if you guys want a discount to Alpha Futures, code LukeX will get you the best discount available. So go check that out. Link is in the pinned comment description, and the link for the Discord is in the pinned comment as well. We're going to do some live trading Monday. I'm going to be trading eval. I'll go through that after, but we'll be doing that on Monday. So make sure to join. Everything's free in there. So we're going to run through NQ, ES, what I have marked on my chart, just some basic analysis and some scenarios. We have some interesting price action potential scenarios that could be playing out this week. Obviously, ES is at all-time highs, so we'll see what NQ does. We'll go through NQ, ES, and then we'll look at the news. So starting off on the higher time frame, monthly is obviously maintaining bullish. Obviously, we have 21 days still left on this monthly candle, but right now, everything looks bullish. On the weekly, going down over here, we've been chopping kind of slowly up in this overall weekly range, but we've been moving slightly up. So in terms of weekly draws, what do I have marked out is I have this weekly high right here. I have all-time high up here, previous week's high, and I have previous week's low, and then I have this weekly low down here. That's kind of what's relevant that I'm looking at right now. Then we go to the daily. Daily has been slowly pushing into bullish order flow. If you guys remember last week, we had this inversion on the daily, but we barely inversed it, and then ES had maintained that daily bullish for value gap. So I honestly expected price to continue up from there, which is exactly what ended up happening. So super happy with how this honestly worked out. A lot of people were getting super bearish, and I was kind of leaning more bearish, but after I seen this close, and just from experience, I knew that there was a high probability that since ES was maintaining that gap, that NQ is probably going to, want to follow up with it. So what else do I have marked out is I have all-time high, I have this daily high right here, I have weekly high, I have this previous week's high, this daily low, previous week's low, and then I have this weekly low. And then we'll look at ES really quick. We'll come back to NQ, and then I'll go through the scenarios that I'm looking at. So obviously on NQ, we are at and just put in a new all-time high. I have marked out my all-time high, which is previous week's high. I have previous week's low. I have this weekly low, and then I have this daily low right here. And as you can see, we've been just trending up. We bounced off of this daily bullish gap right here, and we just continued to the upside, which is honestly what I kind of expected. But if we did get through that, I was expecting a heavy sell-off. But right now we kind of have, you can't really look at this like an SMT. You have to kind of think of this like, a lot of people are going to say, oh, we have an SMT, but you really have to look at it like basically ES is leading and NQ is kind of just lagging behind, because strength in the momentum of the bullish, bullish price action is just, how do I explain it? Like, ES is just leading, NQ's lagging, everything's bullish, the market's bullish, everything looks like it's pointing that it wants to continue higher for the time being, and obviously, that could change. So we're going to get into this. So right now, our next major draws on liquidity for the buy side is going to be previous week's high and this weekly high right here. And then for sell side, we have obviously our main draws is going to be daily low, previous week's low, and this weekly low. So we're going to have to really be watching ES this week and kind of seeing what ES does. So if ES just continues into price discovery and it just continues to put in new highs and new lows, then we're probably going to see NQ come up, take out this previous week's high, take out this weekly high, and then maybe we might get a slight pullback and then a continuation higher. So this could be scenario number one. You know what I mean? ES continues in price discovery, NQ, comes up, takes out the previous week's high, takes out this weekly high, we get a pullback, and then maybe we just want to continue higher, and then we maybe put in a new all-time high for NQ. Okay, scenario number, and then from there, potentially price discovery and NQ continues higher, and ES, they just continue to put in higher highs and higher lows, and we just use the overnight levels to kind of trade with. Scenario number two, maybe we see a move up from here. ES, we got to get an SMT, we get some strong confirmation to the downside, and we start to look for shorts. What could we look for? Well, if we get a true confirmation on the lower time frame that we want to go lower, and ES is rejecting heavily, well, we'd be seeking out this daily low, previous week's low, and weekly low down here. We'd be seeking something, like this. That's pretty much the only two scenarios we have, guys. Like, if ES is going to continue in bullish order flow, NQ is likely going to continue with it. And again, what's it looking to target first? Previous week's high and this weekly high. So if we get above that, maybe we see a pullback, and if ES continues bullish, NQ is going to continue bullish because both are correlated with each other. So these two draws here are going to be our first objectives, and then all-time high and this daily high right here are going to be the secondary kind of objectives. If we can displace above here, get a pullback, and continue higher, right? Scenario number 2, like I said, maybe we take out some buy side, and then ES begins to stall. We kind of get that SMT formation, and then we get a shift in order flow on the lower time frame, and then we could say, okay, we're shifting bearish. Maybe we can look for a short opportunity. We'll be looking to short. We'll be looking to take out this daily low, previous week's low, and this weekly low. Those are the 2 main scenarios that I have right now. Again, the main idea this week is watching ES. We need to really pay attention to ES. If ES continues bullish, then NQ is likely going to continue bullish as well. So that's pretty much the plan I have going in this week. Again, I'm really not going to shift higher time frame bearish unless we start like closing and breaking below like this weekly low. If we get a strong bearish close to the downside, like on the weekly, below this weekly low or something like that, then I'll shift bearish, and I'll say at that point, okay, maybe we're going to get from here a pullback, and we're going to continue to take out these lows on the higher time frame. But until then, if ES is putting in new highs and new lows, then I'm assuming NQ is going to do the same. Again, these are our 2 first buy sides draws, and if we continue past that, then we're going to look to probably trade towards all-time high. And once we get into price discovery, all we're doing is looking for overnight levels to pretty much trade into. And if we get above these highs and we continue to shift on the lower time frame, we get clear confirmation that we want to go lower, we're going to be looking to seek out these draws, and we're just going to be paying close attention to ES this week and seeing what it does, and kind of trying to stick with the trend unless we get true confirmation. So that's pretty much it for this analysis. There's really nothing crazy this week. We're going to look through the news really quick, and I'll tell you guys how I'm approaching every single day based on the news. So to start off the week, we have a no news Monday, and we have a pretty hefty Tuesday. So basically on Monday, I'm going to just be trading eval. I have some evals that I stacked up. So I'm going to be trading these. I'm going to be trading these live in the Discord. So if you guys want to join, link will be in the pinned comment. Probably taking some aggressive setups. So we'll see if we can pass or get like 1,500 or whatever. Try to hit the consistency or something like that. So we'll be doing that on Monday. Again, not necessarily saying you can't trade Monday. I'm just going to be personally doing that and trying to save my capital. Tuesday, we have CPI at 8:30. So again, hopefully we get some good news wicks to trade with. This will be a normal trading day for me. I'll be trading normally at market open. We do have new home sales at 10 a.m., which sometimes I'm cautious about, but I will be trading normally come market open. And again, like I said, hopefully we get some good wicks to trade with. Going over to Wednesday, we have core retail sales PPI at 8:30, and then we have this October data for the PPI, and yeah, all this stuff right here. Yeah, this is all the same thing. So basically, this is going to be the same thing as the day before. We're going to wait for the news to come out. Market open, we're going to be trading pretty much normally, and hopefully we get some good data wicks to trade with. But Tuesday and Wednesday will be normal trading days come market open. On Thursday, we have unemployment claims at 8:30. This will be, again, normal trading day. And again, hopefully we get some good data wicks to trade with. I really prefer these days with 8:30 red folder news, where the data wicks are left intact so that we could kind of trade towards them. And hopefully that's the scenario. But coming market open on Thursday, this will be a normal trading day. And Friday, no news. I'll be trading normally. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, normal trading days. Monday, I'll be sticking to eval and trying to save some capital and just work on that just to preserve the mental for that day. So that's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. Again, all the links in the pinned comment description. That's it for me. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.